I want to talk about the mistakes that you are making, the mistakes that all of us are making over the chessboard. And immediately we see something that I don't like. I don't think that black knows that they're playing the living defense, and they're just going to hang a pawn right there on move 2. Of course you're going to capture, right? Now you got to defend this pawn here on e4. So what are you going to do about it? Well, of course, bring the knight back and go knight to c3 is perfectly fine. Repeating a move there, but all is good, develop towards the center. We want to do that. Now, it's definitely not ever really that good to just sack your bishop in exchange for a knight. We want the bishop pair. Bishops have a tendency to have a little bit more of a value than our knights do. We want to treat that as the rule. We want to treat that as true, especially in a beginning game right now where it's way too early to speak on the power of your bishops later on down the road when they're not even activated yet. So how do you know that this is a good exchange? You can't prove it, and so you really shouldn't do it. But that's what we see anyways, and that's fine. Obviously, we're going to take back. You should do that. You got to compensate when appropriate, and that is appropriate. Always taking back at a nice fair trade exchange is going to be always appropriate. Really, just a normal move. I would hope this is natural. This is the kind of stuff that I want to see that's natural in our positions, right? So you're threatening this pawn. You're asking a question about the center. You're throwing some imbalance up this way. So the only answer for black is going to be lifting one of these pawns, getting the bishop out, or getting the queen out in order to defend. And so you want to do that, right? You don't want to just lose the pawn. So you're asking a big question right now. You're asking black a question. What am I going to do here? What do you have in store for your response? And h5 is not it by any means, because what does it do? I think one of the things that we should be able to do here as chess players is kind of really understand what our pieces are doing. I say this, I know I've said this in a video before, but Gotham Chess likes to say that everything you do on the chessboard, every pawn, every piece that's moved, captured, threatened, etc., affects all of the other squares. All 64 squares are affected by everything that we do on the chessboard. So you've got to be in tune with that. h5, what does that do literally other than open up the rook here on this and throw some support here for the knight if it was going to go on the rim, which again, it's dim and we don't want to do that. We always want to develop towards the center. Not much of a move there to be had. I mean, there's not even really like a push here on the king side or anything, so it's just completely out of turn, and there are more things of importance for you to address. That's another thing that we should think about, right? What is requiring my attention right now on the board? Obviously something that's being threatened, I would hope. Checks, captures, attacks, right? Checks, captures, attacks. Checks, captures, attacks. Checks, captures, attacks. Takes, pretty good move. Really natural. We should be seeing stuff like that. Activating the rook. This is some very low level chess stuff right here. Beginners love to do this. I don't know why. I really don't know why. They don't understand maybe that rooks are in-game pieces, and I have talked about this before. You can check it out here. But the essence that we're going for is rooks are endgame pieces, and we don't want to really disturb them until our back rank is open. We're having our connected rooks, and then we can start and bring them towards the center maybe, or really just camp out on these files and get activated into the game in one way or another. Rooks on the 7th is powerful, right? So we're definitely going to try and get our rooks out, but we don't want to do this way because you're forfeiting your right to castle king side, which is very typical. It's the most typical, and in this position, I would say that's going to be probably how things would have ended up if some better moves had been played. Total blunder, marching the pawn forward. You typically don't want to do stuff like this. Sometimes top level players will do it, okay? But we don't want to typically do stuff like this because all you're doing is just getting rid of your pawn. There's no trade. There's no trade. What are you going to take back with? Do you have a pawn that's going to take back here? Do you have anything defending that of equal or lesser value? No, you do not. So it can take here, it can be taken here, it can be taken here. And so they choose to take and expose the D file. Queens are seeing each other right now. And I don't like this. And that's a total blunder. Do you know why? There's 2 reasons. This has been hanging for how long now? That's a long time, isn't it? 2, 3 turns? That's a long time. But they find a really good move here. They actually find the best move in this position. And it's threatening the rook here. Look at the eval bar. Look at the eval bar, like 6 points up, okay? This is some crazy stuff. You have to respond to this immediately. Not only is your rook hanging here, but your rook is hanging here. You have to do something about it. And what are they going to do? Are they going to bring the rook this way, prevent white from castling queenside? Is that what's going to happen here in this position? Or okay. Sounds about right. Totally hanging the piece. Another thing I'm going to want to talk about in this game is look at the time. Look at the time real quick. It is move 11. White just played move 11. Now we're getting on to move 12 right now. Takes the rook finally. Finally takes the rook. And 8:45 and 8:42 on the clock. This is a game of rapid. Another blunder. Another total blunder there. This is a game of rapid. And you're playing this like it's bullet. Not even like it's blitz. Like it's bullet. Like it's straight up bullet. You have 1 minute to play. And you're playing super inaccurate. And you don't even know what you're doing. Look at this. Look. This is not the chess that we are supposed to be playing. By any means. Okay? That's a fine move, I suppose. You don't want to trade queens. Even though you're up in material. I don't know why you wouldn't want to trade queens. That's what we should be doing in that situation. But failing to defend the rook is not cool at all. We have to see these things. We have to slow it down a little bit. Look at this. 8:35. 9 seconds. It took them 9 seconds to blunder and lose a rook. 9 seconds. They spent 9 seconds to blunder a piece. Entirely. And now they trade queens. Okay. Why not just castle though? Literally, why not just castle? That is I figured it would be the best move in this position, and yes, it clearly is on the engine. Long castle, get your king out of the center, and give a check. King's gonna go. They're gonna play some pretty low level chess for a long time here. And they're not really going to grasp the situation. They're just doing one movers. That's the thing about low elo chess is there's just a lot of one movers. There's just one movers everywhere. Oh crap, my rook is under attack. I've got to move my rook. Where can I move my rook? Well, I honestly just think that someone going somewhere random is the best because I'm not looking at what this knight is also attacking. Not only is the knight attacking me as the rook, but it's also attacking some other things too. This pawn is hanging, and I'm really close to doing something naughty there, so I'm going to knock it off a little bit. Takes total rook fork. And they don't even... Okay, they look at this. They move the knight literally somewhere where it can be captured. They literally move the knight where it can be captured. And they don't even take it. They play a4. Gonna march the pawn. I guess that's fine. Okay, did you know you could do that though? Did you know that you what are you thinking in this opportunity here? Okay, I'll tell you that the top engine move is not a4. It's not even top 3. Not even the top 3. You go here, then what happens? And go here and get away with check. Say we go chase after. Okay, go here. Then what happens? You can keep trying to chase it down. We just go here. Now what? You got to start thinking about getting some other pieces. You can't march this pawn anymore. Things are a lot different now. This is just how we have to start thinking about these things, okay? a5. Then we're going to go. Marches. Mate is on the board. Mate in 4. Mate in 2. Quite simple. Do you see it? Rook h7. B6. A7. Checkmate. And they miss it. And they miss it. Not only do they miss it, but they just don't even take this free material hanging here. Mate in 1. Do you know what mate is? D4. Queen to D4 checkmate. And they miss it. Just going after the pawns. Going pawn gobbling. Even though you have way enough material to get this job done. Look at this. Look at this. They're just going. Man, it's still mate. It's literally still mate in 1. And the fact that that is not mate is actually absurd. Still not taking the free piece, man. Just take the knight. Look at this. Okay, you have so much material. You literally have so much material on the board. Takes on C6. B7. Rook, queen on F to A8. Checkmate. Again. But another queen. They're making another queen. This is an... Oh. Why would you do that? Come on, man. This pawn is pinned. If you take the knight, it's stalemate. Because where can the king move? Can the king move here? No. Can the king move here? No. Can the king move here? No. Not if you take the knight. Can the king move here? No. Can the king move here? No. Again, not if you take the knight. Can the king move here? No. Not if you take the knight. King can't move here. King can't move here. So if you take that knight, it's just stalemate, man. This pawn can't move. It's pinned. Again. So they take the knight. And they stalemate. I'll see you punks later. As always. Happy chess.